Welcome to Stephy's Inspiration. Today we'll be looking at the risk of manifesting the Spirit of God and His power. We cannot expect God to show us His power by accident. Instead, it is our duty to create the condition for His presence and power to flow. The Church of Jesus today needs more Peters, people who dare to step out of the boat by faith. And Peter answered Jesus and said, Lord, if it is you, command me to come out to you and the water. So he said, Come. And when Peter had come down out of the boat, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. But when he saw that the wind was boisterous, he was afraid and began to sink. He cried out, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and caught him and said to him, O you of little faith, why did you doubt? Matthew 14:28-31. The power of God does not activate coincidence, but with purpose. Most people who read the verses remember only the part about how Peter sank. They ignore the fact that he was the only one who dared to step out of the boat, while the rest were bound by fear. He challenged him and his faith to go to the next level in his spiritual progress. And we should dare to do the same, walking in the things God has for us. Take risk. If the Lord tells you to pray for the sick, do it. If He says cast out demons, do it. Sometimes we avoid taking risk because we don't want to place our reputation on the line, but we need to learn to trust God. Again, it is easier to offer friendly prayers and not expect anything to occur than to take the risk of praying for something supernatural to happen. But how can we say we love our neighbor and do not anything about their needs? Walking in faith is a risk, but walking with God is never a risk. By this we know love, because He laid down His life for us, and we also ought to lay down our lives for the brethren. But whoever has his words good and see his brother in need and shuts up his heart from him, how does the love of God abide in him? 1 John 3:16-17. The faith that comes from God leaves no room for doubt. That faith simply is because God is. Are you walking in faith and taking risk? If not, when you need to receive God's boldness, dare to be bold. Be willing to do what makes you appear ridiculous and visualize the impossible. Throughout his ministry, Jesus took great risk, like the time he demonstrated the gospel of the kingdom by healing the paralytic man through the forgiveness of his sins. But that you may know that the Son of Man has power on earth to forgive sin. He then said to the paralytic, Arise, take up your bed and go to your house. Matthew 9:6. With this miracle, Jesus revealed that He was the Son of Man, the Messiah. He basically told the paralyzed man, I am the Messiah and I have power. So take up your bed and walk. If this man had not gotten up, Jesus would have been in trouble. However, his faith was absolute and he was willing to risk it all, starting with his identity and reputation. This is how confident he was in the support and power of the Father upon him. As for you, you are willing to put your reputation on the line. Are you tired of messages without demonstration? Are you bored of the theory but no practice? Does it bother you to hear the word without the presence of God? Do you believe the Bible is not just a storybook, but something whose truth you can experience? Are you willing to step out of the boat and walk upon the waters? Are you ready to pray for the sick and cast out demons? Remember that the power of God is based on the truth, and it works for all who walked in the truth. Miracles, signs, and wonders should follow every believer, not because of their fame or personality, but because the truth dwells in them. Our God is a God of power, and we need to demonstrate that today. The Spirit of God is waiting for you to surrender to Him and give Him room to work in your life. He is waiting for you to say yes. Holy Spirit, use me as a vessel to heal the sick and cast out demons, starting with the family and myself. There are many people who don't accept the Lord because they are still waiting to see His manifestation present. As children of God, we owe people to experience with the Father. Again, it is not only about the letter of the word. We need its power. I pray for the Holy Spirit to bring you revelation so you can walk in the supernatural of God. Today, many preachers pray for people, but they don't ask for testimonies because they are afraid that no one will respond. They do not prophesy or give word of knowledge out of fear that nothing will happen and they will ruin their reputation. We cannot claim a spiritual reality without showing its evidence in the natural. That is why we need to demonstrate what we say and believe. These are my few inspirational words for you today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiration. Have a blessed day.